And it's live.
And we're live. Finally. And you guys can hear us, thankfully. And before anybody else jumps in, hey, Sims50, what's up? You don't know it, but this is the second time we've said it to you now. The first time the video got had to get deleted because we had no audio.
I love how you always pull it to you.
I wasn't pulling it to me. I was trying to adjust because it was shaking. So one person's in, one's already given a thumbs up. Hey, Josh and Mel. And this another person's in. I'm guessing it's Marcy. Say hi, Marcy. I'm sure you're here already.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm not saying anything else until Marcy says hi.
Dun. You might be waiting a while.
Okay, I'm going to talk anyway. We're having issues. First, the audio wasn't working, and then I redid the show. Yeah, first the internet wasn't working. We might have to go buy a new router. I don't know. The router that we're using is one that we bought on the auction site, and I actually haven't went into the configuration on to see what's up with it, where it's set at. But it keeps telling me like my laptop couldn't connect either wireless or wired. Either one. It kept saying it wouldn't give me an IP address. And other people have had issues where they can't connect to our network. Don't know what's up with it. So I got to either get into the settings, figure out what's wrong with it, or just fork out some money for another router. So we're running off of the old hotspot off the phone tonight. Anyway, it's been a month since we've done a show. We haven't done a show since the week right after Sukkot. Things have been kind of busy and crazy and whatever else. We just haven't got around to it. By the time we think about doing it, it's already late and we're tired. And we don't want to do one. So as you're yawning, seems like it was 7 o'clock. Oh wait, it's 8. Is it 8:30? Is that right?
Yep.
I thought I seen something earlier that said it was after 9.
No.
Okay. Anyway, what do you want to talk about? First and foremost, in case you didn't know, I guess I'll mention Wheatree. We haven't mentioned it. If you've been watching this show, hey Marcy, you're here now finally. If you watched the show for any length of time, you have seen, I'm sure, one of our moderators, Wheatree Bonsai, and we found out, well, it's probably been 2-3 weeks ago now, that she passed away during the week of Sukkot. She was an elderly lady, and her and her husband, from what I was told, her husband had some health issues as well. He was struggling with dementia or early onset or Alzheimer's, something like that. Anyway, she was a moderator for a lot of channels. She moderated for Zach on American Homestead and New to Torah, and she moderated on Papa Pepper's channel, Daddy Curb's channel. There was 2 other ladies that I found did YouTube videos on her. So if you go to YouTube and type in Wheatree Bonsai, you'll find these other people that did videos on her, and you can get more of the story of what happened. But what I gathered from these other ladies' videos, like both these other ladies, they actually talked to her on the phone on a regular basis, and they hadn't heard from her. And they knew she wasn't, in great health. She had been like suffering from pneumonia or something like that. So they kind of like thought, well, she's, just not talking right now, she's just resting or whatever. Well, then it went to be like a week they hadn't heard from her, so they called the local law enforcement to go do a wellness check. And the sheriffs went out, knocked on the door, nobody answered. And then they called back like a week later. Both ladies did again. One lady called the 1 week, and then the next week both ladies called the same day. And then I guess this time the sheriff's department went out and I guess forced entry into their home and found her and her husband both had passed away. They did not suspect foul play. What they suspected was she had probably fallen down, but they found them in their kitchen, on the kitchen floor. They suspect that she had fallen down and that her husband probably attempted to help her up, and he fell as well. And neither one of them could get up. So it's really sad. But at the same time, if you're going to go, I'd rather go in the arms of the one I love than by myself. So I guess not for her, judging by that face. Anyway.
It's sad because how long were they laying there? I mean, like, how long were they laying there before somebody found them? Before somebody noticed that they were even, like, not around? Like, that's the thing. That makes me sad. It makes me really sad.
Try to move this over closer to you. There we go.
You can keep it over on you.
No, I'm just trying to even it out. Anyway, hey, Lauren. So that's that. I did some digging, like I do, because it's like I didn't even know her real name or anything like that. You know, I knew she. I'm not going to. Yes, for Weetree, remember to hit the thumbs up.
Hot thumbs up.
She meant hit the thumbs up. Weetree was always reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. But anyway, I did some digging and I was actually able to find out her name and actually found a picture of her. It was an old picture. It was like over 10 years old. But anyway, I'm considering doing a tribute video to her. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I don't know how to do it. I reached out to a few people that are, I believe, you know, like family members of her, like maybe distant family members of hers on Facebook. Of course, I'm not friends with them, so they don't see my messages. They end up in their others folder. I did comment on one of theirs Facebook on a comment and haven't heard anything yet. So I want to get some more information before if I decided to do a tribute video. And, you know, Weetree was always of, you know, she got doxxed by people, which means, you know, people found out her real identity and then they destroyed over $100,000 worth of bonsai trees that, you know, she had cultivated. So she was always, you know, fearful of that, or is always, you know, mindful of, you know, people finding out, you know, her real identity. So I'm not, you know, if I do a video, it's not like it's going to be like, hey, this is who Weetree was, you know, but it's like she's gone now. But it's like I still, you know, feel like there were so many people that knew her and loved her, you know, at least, you know, because like they just know her as this name on a computer screen and the attitude that came with that name. I mean, she was one of those, you know, sassy, spunky grandma types that didn't take no crap from nobody. And actually, when I showed you the picture of her, she
was exactly what I pictured her.
Exactly.
To be. Exactly.
Yeah. And it didn't somebody else say that too?
Gina said the same thing.
Gina did. So it's like, for me, it's like, it would be nice. I think some people, hang on, I'm going to move this. I think for some people, it might be nice for them to have that, I guess, that little bit of closure, or maybe that, you know, that little bit of,
I think that it's probably better to not show people who she was. And if she wanted people to know, she would have showed them. To leave it a mystery.
It's not a mystery
because
for me.
That's the way that I know it's not for you, but
I guess, yeah. I guess if you watch this video, don't do it now. Yeah, that's true, Lauren. She can't be harmed by anything. That's true. Okay, I'm gonna say this. If you watch this video, don't do it in the comments now because I'll forget. But after the show is all done and over with, leave a comment telling me if you think I should do a tribute video to her or not. Now I will say this: I'm not going to, like, if I do a tribute video, I'm not going to give everybody her full name or address or any of that stuff. You know, I wouldn't give them her name. Well, I would give them. I was thinking about giving her first name at least. And just that, her first name, you know. But if you think I should do a tribute video to Weetree, leave a comment after the video is all done and over with and it's uploaded to YouTube. Leave a comment, let me know. I may reach out to a couple of the other people that she modded for and see what they think. And we'll go from there on that. So, okay, moving on past Weetree. This past week, there was an event in the United States.
We gotta talk about that.
A big old circus. Everybody's watching. Right now.
Michigan. That's all I'm going to say. Michigan.
Bunch of commies.
Stupid state we're from.
Michigan, good place to be from, not a great place to live these days. Lauren said, hey. I suspect, Lauren, lots of people from Michigan turned out and lots of people voted for, don't say the name. We can't say the names.
I'm not going to say any names.
But if you.
So, okay.
Pumpert.
Because we were in front.
Pumpert.
Be quiet. Because we were in front. We're from there. I'll obviously have lots of friends there. And there was some friends of mine that posted a news article from, it was a guy, I don't remember what he ran for, something in Rochester Hills. And he went, like, he's already elected for whatever it is, like some kind of city council or something. He's already in the seat that he was running again for.
State representative, she said.
Okay. He thought he lost. He went like a whole day. He thought he lost. And come to find out, he actually won.
Was it a glitch in the computer system?
A glitch in the computer system. And so he thought he lost by like 100
votes.
100 votes, and he actually won by over 100 votes. And they said what they did is they have, however they do it, they sent in the same set of ballots twice. So I'm like, it's even in the little stuff, not just the big one, but the little one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think, what's Lauren say? It looks like the reporting software had a bug that needed to be updated on Saturday morning, and if the clerk hadn't in Antrim, it reported the numbers wrong. A bug.
That's what they're saying.
Was it a Clinton bug?
No names, you said.
I'm not going to say the names of the two big ones. We're going to call them
Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, that's apt. Oh, that was apt. Anyway, Beavis and Butthead. Commander and Thief. The guy that's currently in will be Beavis, and the other guy is Butthead. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. From here on out, that's what we'll refer to them as, Beavis and Butthead. So you know which one is which. What I think is going to happen is we're going to have another repeat of the 2000 election, and the media is going to say Butthead won, and then when the count's all said and done and over with, Beavis is going to be the winner.
Yeah, and then what's going to happen? All the people that follow Butthead are going to go crazy.
All the cornholios are going to go nuts.
And we're going to have a whole bunch of...
Did you ever watch that show as a kid?
Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't either. I just know there's some... Me neither. I just know there's something where he goes like this. He's like, I am the great cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole. Which is rather fitting considering what happened in this country back in March or April, whenever it was. So...
Nice thing is we haven't heard anything with all of the stuff going on with that. We haven't heard anything about, the Rona.
I think the reason the celebrating is being allowed is to put pressure on judges not to cause an across 5 April's situation. What is across 5 April's situation?
I don't know.
That's a term I'm not familiar with.
It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. All I know is that neither one of them really matter. The only one that matters is him up there.
Who's on the roof?
Oh, good gravy. I mean, it's
I don't want to label the event that happened back in the blankety blank. Where your chat will get flagged. Oh, that one.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah. So anyhow,
I don't know how across 5 Aprils applies to that, but unless that's
it lasted for 5 Aprils.
Oh, I did not know that. Interesting.
I hate history.
Anyway, okay, so
I only like math.
We're beyond that. We voted. I'm really disappointed in Arkansas for our whole state rep guy because I figured with all the disgruntled Republicans, all the Democrats, the Libertarians, and whoever else voting against Cotton, that Cotton would have lost. But oddly enough, Cotton got 66.6% of the votes. Cotton's the devil. Oh, wait, no, that's the Antichrist. I don't think Cotton's a Jewish name, though, so he's not the Antichrist. Now she's...
I can't take him anywhere.
We're not even anywhere. We're at home. Anyhow.
You're crazy.
Smirt. Does she mean to say smirt, but she put P? No, P's not anywhere near S on the keyboard. I don't know what P-Mert stands for. What's P-Mert, Brody? Marcy? Why did I say Brody?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think he's been drinking too much, y'all.
I haven't had enough water. So today over the last 2 weeks, I've been working on getting the lawnmower back up and running. Read it backwards. Oh. Yeah, that's how you say his name.
We'll stick with Beavis.
Permert. Beavis. So last couple weeks, I've been working on getting the lawnmower up and running. It's been down since the week before Sukkot. I took it out to Zach's for the work day to get everything cleaned up, and I busted a lawnmower blade. Anyway, and busted a lawnmower blade. So we ordered new lawnmower blades, and I originally had mulching blades on them, which was the blades that was on it when I bought it. And so we got just the normal cutting blades. So 2 weeks ago, I think it was, the blades came in, took the deck off the lawnmower to put the new blades on, took the first blade off, put it on the spindles, tightened it down, went to the next one, and I realized, hang on a second, this spindle is not like the first one. And so the blades have like a star pattern on them. That's what locks it in place. And on the first spindle, the star part was wore down. And so I'm like, okay, crap, we got to order a new spindle. And also the deck leveling screw or the bolt was missing. So like when I dropped it down, it just fell down all the way.
Okay, while he's talking about this, y'all be thinking about something y'all want to talk about. So y'all want to ask or just open up for discussion?
So I got the blades replaced. Then she had to order a new spindle and the other part that was missing for the deck leveler. So we ordered those, got those put on, and then
Warm in here.
the lawnmower wouldn't start last week Sunday. The lawnmower wouldn't start, and thankfully our friend Dell was here, and he's a small engine mechanic. And so he says, well, it sounds like it's not getting fuel. So then I had to tear the front end off the lawnmower, get in underneath the carburetor, and there's a fuel shutoff solenoid. And all it is this little metal pin that sticks up that when you turn the lawnmower off, it shoots that pin up and it stops the fuel from going through. And it was stuck in the closed position. So I had to pull it out of there and then, mess with it. And I put power to it and it would shoot up the way it's supposed, or no, it pulls back down. When you put power to it, it pulls down out of the way. And it was fine after that. Put it back on. But by the time I got all that done, it was dark. So then today I went out there and mowed all of the garden down. So all of the gardens knocked down. And one of the things that we did this summer, I don't know if we talked about this, is when we did all the remodeling, all of the drywall that they pulled off of the one wall in the living room, we took that and put it in our garden. We were told that all that drywall stuff adds good minerals and stuff. So So that's been breaking down a lot of the summer. Like we put that down even between all the tomato plants and everything to kind of help with the weeds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that got chopped up today. And so I got that done. Lawnmower runs like a champ. I did. And I don't know how I pulled it off, but looks like from where I mowed, everything's nice and level. So I got the deck set at the right level spot right from the get-go. I did mowed out in our field a little bit where our drain field is at, where the grass gets the thickest. I mowed all through there and got it all knocked down. I didn't mow the whole field because I want to leave some of the grass get a little bit taller because it'll be hunting. Well, it's hunting season now, but
we ain't gonna hunt in our yard.
No, we hunt in our field.
We're not hunting in our field. There's too many houses.
If we can do like we did before. Hey, I want to put meat on the table. Or in the freezer, actually. That's where you put it, is in the freezer.
I don't even have room for a deer in our freezer right now.
We will make room. So if you're local and you're watching this and you have room in your freezer, leave a comment so we know. That way if I can get a deer, we can just put it in your freezer. We have freezer room here. There we go. Woo! Yeah, my sister for the win, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't hunt in our field.
Yes, I can.
Oh, good.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Turn that down, Eli. Turn that down. I can hear it. If you got headphones on, I can hear it. It's way too loud.
I got empty jars, too. I got lots of jars. I'm kind of a jar hoarder.
Can it? Hey, Dallas. I like I'd wanna make jerky out of some of it. Of course, I don't know how to make jerky.
You need to go to somebody's land that has lots of land to hunt and take Eli, not in our field.
We leave our meat inside our barbecue containers right where it's cold enough up there. You can do that. We won't be able to do that here. Anyhow,
I'm protesting that right now, just so you know.
Oh, good. You protest. Let me know how it turns out for you.
Hey, I have the right to say no.
Do you have a hashtag for your protest?
Yeah, it's called say no.
Say no to what?
You're not hunting in our field.
Jerky is easy. I made some with beef. I have a 10 tray deer. Well, there we go. Well, if I get a deer, Summer can dehydrate some of it for me and make jerky.
You got to get it from somewhere else.
What are you going to do? You guys stand at the door and stop me from getting out there?
It's not safe. We have neighbors, like close.
We have ways to shoot
oh my gosh.
Without shooting towards anybody's houses. Interesting fact, Marcy, negative 40 Celsius is also negative 40 Fahrenheit. That's the only two temperatures where they're the same on that scale.
He stresses me out.
Anyhow, what's up?
I'm
what
just
else?
Gonna sit here and be a submissive wife.
What else has happened the last couple of weeks? Hey, Amy. Hey, the Sofrancos. How you guys doing? I haven't seen you guys in a while. We're doing good. We're doing good. Yeah, we're doing good. As long as I don't shoot a deer on our property.
Not if you try to shoot a deer on property.
Who won Catan recently? Someone wants to know.
I did. Yesterday and today. Oh. We weren't yelling. We're just saying Michigan's
a great place to be from, not a great place to live. That's all we said. So all y'all in Michigan should move down here, just to be honest. How's that going? I was thinking about that the other day, actually. I seen something on Facebook that popped up with you guys. And I remember that you guys are trying to adopt. How's the house building stuff going?
Oh, Amy was on the news. Awesome.
Made friends with cops instead. That's cool.
I saw the videos. Crazy. So today was also family day.
Mm-hmm.
We have implemented every other Sunday as family time since he's gone so much.
Lauren said the legislature just subpoenaed all of the Secretary of State documents and memos from their voter mining effort.
And so we played Catan.
She won. Because Eli's a dirty, rotten scoundrel.
And he loves his mama.
I was making a play for Longest Road. Well, I already had Longest Road. I was making a play to connect my settlements on one side of the map to my settlements on the other side of the map. And Eli came in and laid down 3 roads and blocked me. But then I did a dirty on him because he took Longest Road from me when he did that, right?
Yeah.
I made a dirty on him, and I went around the other way, and I put a settlement right smack dab in the middle of his road because he built 3 roads, but he didn't have a settlement yet. So then I cut off his longest road, and it stopped him. He was trying to get over to a 9 spot on some wheat, and placing my settlement stopped him from being able to get that 9 spot he wanted. So I'm like, you dirty dog, you're not going to let me get my longest road that I want. I'm going to take away that grain spot that you want.
And then I won.
And then she won.
We did something different this time, though. We did different house rules.
Yeah, so
I
read an article online that listed like 10 different house rules that people use. And so like the first one was the one we implemented is you start out with, well, we did it differently than what they said online. We put the desert tile in the center, and all of the rest of the tiles were flipped upside down. So you had no idea what they were, but then you laid out the number tokens so you knew where the number tokens were. And then you place your settlements and then turn everything over based on where you laid your settlements.
You turned over.
You turn over what your settlements are touching.
But we ended up doing everything
because
nobody got wheat.
All the 4 remaining tiles that were not turned over were all the wheat tiles. So nobody landed on wheat at all. So they're like, well, we know what the 4 are, so we might as well just turn them over now. So
that was a pain.
It was. But this chick right here ended up having the 2-for-1. You had the 2-for-1 ore port from the start, and you had ore right there. Then she ended up with the 2-for-1 wood port and the 2-for-1 brick port.
I had brick, wood, and ore.
And Eli had the 2-for-1 sheep port. I had no ports at all, and she was blocking me from getting to the 2-for-1 wheat port. Not that it would have done me any good anyway. Played twice, aged 10 years. So we also played with a few more house rules. Like we have one house rule that we got from Zach, which is the robber does not activate until somebody has bought their first settlement. So until somebody has 3 settlements, the robber's not placed or upgrades to a city. So we played with that rule, which we have been playing with. And then we played with the rule where everybody, and I never used it, by the way. Everybody is allowed 1 reroll. So you roll something, you don't like it, you allowed 1 reroll. You used it?
I did when I got a 7 and I had like 10 cards in
right.
my hand.
And Eli used it once as well. And then I call it not Catan, Kayan. Oh, I don't know if we can be friends if you call it that, Amy, just to be honest.
You just haven't played with the right people.
Right. So then the other rule we played with was if you roll doubles, so like you roll 2 3s, 2 4, 2 5, 2 6s, whatever. You roll doubles, you get to roll again. And we also played where you combine 2 and 12. So if you roll a 2 or 12, which the only way to get those is roll 2 1s or 2 6s. If you roll a 2 or 12, it counts as rolling both. So if you're on 2 or 12 and a 2 is rolled, you get to collect. If you're on a 2 or if you're on a 12, either one. So it gives you a little bit of advantage if you're one of those players that's got a spot on a lessly rolled, number.
We played euchre yesterday too.
Yep. We won.
We lost.
We lost?
We lost. Summer and Tom beat us.
Oh, that's right. But it was down to 9-9. Yeah.
Yep. They beat us.
So yeah, we played with all those rules. I never used the reroll. You said at one point, I haven't got doubles yet. And that next roll, she rolled 4 doubles in a row. Demanded Amy says, I lost at euchre a lot this 7th. Demanded a recount.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, Catan was fun. with those house rules.
We like playing that. I prefer that now. We play Catan a lot. We also learned a couple weeks ago a dice game called 10,000. The Mutrias taught us, and I like that game too.
Mm-hmm.
It's one game you could play with a bunch of people, and you could still interact and talk while you play. Like, you're not going to miss out on anything, which is kind of nice.
Right.
So
stop the count. Oh, why am I yawning so much? I'm sorry. I get on here and I start yawning, folks. My apologies.
I always yawn on Marco Polo. Every time.
You do a Marco Polo for anybody? You yawn?
Yep. Doesn't matter. I always yawn. A nice violent game of spoons. So
we have to be careful playing spoons.
After our last game of spoons, they're not allowed to play in the house anymore.
Who?
Nobody.
Oh.
The house is no longer
allowed
to play spoons.
So
I got too much stuff that can break.
A long time ago, will we still live in Michigan then? When we played at Dice?
Yeah.
So we were house sitting for her sister.
We weren't even married yet.
We weren't?
Mm-mm.
So were we house sitting?
We were house sitting, but John and
who else
did
came
somebody
over?
else come over?
Yeah, because we had more than 3 people. Who else was there?
No.
Yeah, Eli, we're talking about something that happened before you were even born.
It was Bob.
Was it Bob and Robin?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. But anyhow, we were house sitting. I almost said babysitting. We were house sitting her sister's house. And
it was when she had Madison.
No, I don't think so.
I think it was.
Who got impaled with a spoon? Yeah, nobody got impaled with a spoon.
They broke a table.
We broke their dining room table. John and I both went for a spoon and both came down on the table and broke the table.
Yeah. That was not cool. My sister was not happy.
Yeah.
And then
I've drugged people across the table before.
Walker lost a shoe one time. I'm like, how do you lose a shoe?
You know what I think's fun to do? If I get it and people are just into it, I'll grab my spoon and I'll grab the rest with my other hand and fling them. So then it's a mad dash onto the floor trying to get a spoon.
The last time that we played was the summer when my brother and them was here. And his dad and his stepmom was with us. And she literally, she is a tiny thing. Y'all, she's like this.
She's 5 foot tall.
She's small. She's short. She literally threw me on the ground. She pushed me off the chair onto the floor. And at that point, I was like, okay, it's not that important to me. And then my back was like, yeah, you are not 20 years old anymore. And so I'm like, I'm done. She also took and everybody knows, most everybody knows that knows us, have been around us a while. I don't like to be touched by strangers. And stop. I don't like hugs and stuff like that. Knuckles is good, and yeah.
Amy said spoons is a man's game. Catan is for sissies. I refuse to say it what you call it, Amy.
And so she shoved herself into my face and was kissing my forehead and yanking on the spoon at the same time. So anybody knows me, I'm like, there you go. You can have it. Get out of my face. So yeah. But after that, and our table got so scuffed up. It was so bad.
Marcy says, I got a hug.
You did get a hug.
Oh, speaking of your body was you're not 20 anymore. I'm 38.
Wine and spoons.
I
would play outside. I would totally play outside.
I'm 38, but most days I still feel like I'm
10, 16.
No, I still feel like I'm 25.
Yeah. I love you. Your hair looks nice.
Anyways, most days I still feel like I'm 25. I still feel, just as strong as I was back then and can still do everything that I could back then. Until like last week, one of the projects last week was on our back deck. I put some, because we had a bunch of rain like 2 weeks ago, and our poor dogs,
ton of rain.
Our dog's dog house, like it was a 2 or 3 year old dog house that I built, finally like fell apart, and actually fell apart before we built the back deck. And so our dogs didn't have any cover really, other than what the deck provides. But the back deck still, rain comes down between the slats, so they can't get fully out of the rain. So I needed to, I need to figure out something for these dogs. So we had some sheet metal. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to screw some sheet metal into the underside of the deck, into the what do you call them, the trusses or the runners underneath the deck. And I'll do one side on the end down into the ground, because there's a spot underneath there where Daisy likes to dig. So I dug like an 18-inch trench along the one side of the deck, and I went underneath there and I screwed the sheet metal up. And Eli had to help me, like had to screw one end in and then hold the other end up, screw the other end. So at one point, like I decided it was just easier for me to sit there and hold them up and let Eli screw them in. What?
Nothing.
Well, so I did that. I screwed in the sheet metal on the end where I dug the trench, because I wanted to bury it down, quite a ways so Daisy wouldn't dig underneath of it. And and
I'm checking there.
That night when I got done, I was sore. Like from my neck down to my knees hurt. And it hurt for like the next 2 days. And I'm like, okay, now this is one of those instances where I do not feel like I'm 25 anymore. I feel like I am my age. I'm not an old fart.
Mm-hmm.
Amy said we're so young. Marcy said the same thing.
We won't talk about my age.
She's 33.
Hi, Gina.
Hey, Philip and Gina. Ben's
I'm
40.
23. Thanks, honey.
No, I did not. I said you're 33. Ben is 4 years older than me. I didn't know that. He seems younger than me. I knew he was older than me, but he's still like you said I act like I'm a teenager. Well, I don't think Ben acts like he's 42. He's still got what I would call young blood. What?
Nothing.
It's that baby face. We're all middle-aged. Are you middle-aged, honey?
Nope.
Yeah, you are.
Nope.
Are you older than 30? You're middle-aged.
Possibly.
You're middle-aged. Okay, what else do you want to talk about? I thought we had to be 50. Hey, Gina.
Now she's here.
Hey, make sure everybody hits the thumbs up. If you just showed up, hit the thumbs up.
It's hot. Got hot up in here.
It's because you got this nice, pretty sweater on.
I know.
Where'd you get that from?
So soft and comfy. My sister bought it for me. She loves me.
Thanks, Gina. Look at that. 7 people watching, 7 thumbs up. That's awesome.
So something I started back doing after Sukkot is writing scripture again, because I miss it. And it helps me, one, it helps me stay accountable. And 2, writing is a way that helps me retain things. And so what I'm doing this year, so I started after Sukkot.
Philip is the oldest.
Thank you, Lauren. What I started after Sukkot is doing, so the week, like I'll do it through the week and I'll do the Torah portion. That way, by the end of the year, I will have all of the Torah done. And then I'm also doing Psalms, and I'll probably do Proverbs too. So I'm doing an extra.
So did you start over? Because I know you were writing before.
Well,
or was you doing Psalms before?
No, I've done all of Genesis and all of Exodus, but I have them in these, like, when I first started, I did them in like crappy notebook paper.
Oh, just like normal, like school notebooks.
Yeah, and they got all wet. And so now I have like a hard book, and then they're all different. So the only one that I have the same of is I got 2 of these ones, and this is my Psalms one because I figure I'll probably need 2 books for Psalms. So, but I can fit all of Genesis in this.
Are you leaving room for notes or anything like that?
So at the end of each chapter,
Your pen fell out.
I'll put notes, and then I'll write different things. And so, and then how I do it too is I choose different colors for each chapter. And then whenever Yahweh is talking, then I'll write that color and whatever color is for.
When you say you choose a different color for each chapter, you mean for like when you like right here, you wrote chapter 23 in this color, right?
Yeah. So this is chapter 22. So every verse starts with a new color, or every verse will have the one color for that chapter. I'm trying to look at numbers. So like this says verse 14. So 14 will be in orange. And then whenever I write Yahweh, it's in orange. Whenever I write his name, or when I write something that he is speaking, then I write it in that color.
For that chapter.
Yeah.
Do you have an order in the colors you're following?
No. I just pick whatever color tickles my fancy. So, and then I have a section for notes.
Lauren said you're making a homemade study Bible with your own actual studies in it.
Yep, pretty much. So I like doing it. I was having Eli do it too for school. And he didn't like it so much though because he doesn't like writing. But we may start that up again with him. I don't know. And then with Psalms is so, like, each Psalm is so, a lot of them are short. So.
That Psalms 119, no, it's a doozy.
No. So with Psalms, I'm doing a little different. I'm just using 3 colors, and that's it. And pretty much.
Everything's in pink.
I'm doing it in pink instead of black. So.
Better put those in there so you don't lose your colors.
Yep. That's what I was going to do. So I had Eli doing it, and then he's doing so much other stuff with writing that he struggles with it. So I don't know if I will start with him again, doing it or not. Like maybe I might, if I did it again, I'd probably just do 1 chapter a week, depending on the chapter.
Abigail's handwriting is beautiful, but her spelling leaves a great deal to be desired.
Eli can spell, but he can't. His handwriting is.
He has horrible penmanship.
When he tries really hard, he does really, really good. But he doesn't. He wants to hurry up and get done so he can go do whatever.
He's like me in that aspect. If I want to sit down and write neat and legible for everybody, I have to sit.
I've never seen you write neat. I'm just saying.
Give me some notebook paper. I can write neat right now. Eli, I need a piece of notebook paper.
So he's learning how to do paragraphs and stuff like that. He has to write a lot in literature for his English. And so, yeah, we might start it again. I don't know. We'll see. I also write with super fine pen. Like, I'm picky.
Dude, you did not need to come over here to do that. You know that, right? So.
Is it racing to the fence line?
Today she wrote that someone was.
Haha, finish line.
Yeah, finish line. I think she writes what looks like would be Old English. So here's an example of Eli's penmanship.
Oh, come on.
That one's probably not that bad. Let me see. I'm just super picky.
Don moved to Newport from Great Falls. He likes his new teacher, Mr. Fisher.
As you say, that's actually
Don's
not that
birthday
bad.
is on Valentine's Day. See, that's a T, not an L.
Yeah.
Valentine's
See, he gets his letters
Day,
mixed up sometimes.
February 14. Don has a pet dog called Spot. That's really creative in the pet name.
I had to copy that.
The problem with his spelling is if you ask him a word, he'll spell it correctly, saying it verbally. But he today in one of his tests, he had tests today, and he was supposed to write word, and he wrote word, so he got it wrong. He's like, but it says word. I said, no, it doesn't. It's an A. It's not O. So you got the question wrong. Hey, I'm just looking. Oh, handwriting, it stresses me out. He's getting better, but I think this curriculum, he likes it. And so
Okay.
What'd you write? I can't even see it.
Well, it's backwards to everybody, isn't it?
Probably. All I read is bite me.
See, I can write nice, Cassie. Oh, because I left out some punctuation, it should be like this.
Thank you, Lauren.
Is that better? I added the commas. Is that better?
I hate
Okay.
it.
Now see, that's if I'm nice and neat and concentrating on the writing. But if I was just to sit down and write,
English and history are not my subjects. They're not.
okay, so there's the original. There's the sloppy.
They're not much different. Look, you can't even stay in the box. You go on. That's one of the issues I have with Eli. Stay in the box.
There's no boxes here. Those are all lines.
Whatever. Stay in the line.
No, you don't want to say you write nice. Actually, I do want to say I write nice. Screw grammar rules. You write nicely. Yeah, I'm right. I should say I write nicely. See, I can write nicely, Cassie. That second part. I can't believe people watch us. We're just talking about handwriting now. Oh, now she's writing in cursive or right or well. Yeah, there we go.
It's because that's all I can do.
That's all
Here's
you can
your
do?
comment.
You can't write in print? You obviously can write in print. Your book's in print, isn't it?
No.
It's
some
not?
of it's in print and some of it's in cursive. I can't write straight print and I can't write straight cursive.
It is in cursive. Somewhat cursive.
That's what I said. I can't.
Okay, no, I can't remember the last time I wrote cursive. How do you do an S in cursive?
Like this?
Seriously, Dad? You don't know how to do that.
That's how I thought it was.
I write parsley in cursive. Looks like an upside down duckling, she said. why people watch us.
Cursive. Her cursive on the top. Mine's on the bottom. My S leaves something to desire.
Your cursive actually is better than your print.
Bite me.
Sorry. You stayed in the lines. That is true.
Hey, if it's readable, you're golden. That's true.
I like that idea. We talked about that before. And Eli has pen pals that he writes to sometimes. And he was writing to my sister. So they were writing back and forth. He won't jump on the table. He won't jump up there.
Put your paws up here.
He doesn't jump on stuff.
Look at this puppy. Look at this good boy. If you've never seen our dogs, this is Max.
Daisy is psycho.
He's the best German Shepherd ever.
Hi. 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 You want some attention? You're so good. Look, that's in the way. You're so well behaved. Good boy. Hi, Max. Hi.
Okay, down. Get down. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Lay down.
Daisy
Lay
is
down.
back in heat
Lay down.
again. And we don't want them getting pregnant. So we rotate. She comes inside, he goes outside. He comes inside, she goes outside for a little bit. So we're doing that. So something cool is happening this week. Are you excited?
I don't know what's happening this week.
You're getting to do something?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I thought we weren't talking about that.
Well, we won't talk about it.
Okay.
We'll just next week we'll have something awesome to talk about.
If we do a show next week.
Yes, we are waiting. We're skipping a cycle, and then we're skipping one cycle, possibly two. We'll see how she's doing. She's still super skinny, and we're trying to get her to gain some weight. So they're separated until then.
Keep them separated.
My mom, whom we call Big Mama, really loves getting letters from the kids. Yeah, I think it's cool. I used to write my sister when I was little.
Forced celibacy.
I used to write my sister all the time. And it was really cool. And when there were different times that my mom and dad lived apart, and I have a letter that my dad wrote to me when I was a teenager that I still have, which is really special.
There's been times I've thought about like writing you a letter and mailing it from on the road, but I'm like, the way the mail system works, I'd get home before the letter did. And then you'd be like, when you got the letter, you'd be like, what in the world?
Potentially. Not really. It depends. Because I can, yeah, it depends. That would be kind of cool. I never thought about that. Yeah, she doesn't stay outside very long. So, and she comes in at night because we ain't out there to watch her. So, but we switch them. She stays outside for about a half hour or so.
And she's on the chain.
And she's locked up because she's psycho.
She was howling earlier. I think the coyotes have been howling.
Yeah, they've been getting close. He probably should rotate them and bring her in for the night. It's 9:30.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Was there a Torah portion thing you wanted to talk about at all or anything? Uh-oh. Beagle breeder and English setter? How did that work?
I can do it through the fence.
Yeah, but English setters are tall and beagles are short. The English setter must
my mom had a my mom had a Cocker Spaniel, and we have we had a Cocker Spaniel and a German Shepherd, and the Cocker Spaniel got pregnant twice by the German Shepherd.
That poor dog.
Yep, they were big puppies.
Yeah, my grandfather had his dogs bred or breed that way.
So, anything else?
Did you, while I was doing my handwriting, did y'all come up with anything you wanted to talk about? Yes, no?
Maybe so.
Yes, no, maybe so.
The
No.
Torah portion this week, I think, was Lot. Ooh, and his daughters.
Sodom and Gomorrah. Kind of rather fitting with the election. Maybe skip the daughters.
And Isaac. It's really weird. The story always is weird to me.
One thing I'll talk about scripture-wise that I kind of discovered this week, and maybe other people knew this and they didn't, in having
We're getting the garden ready too.
in having a conversation with somebody.
Well, not only that. Okay, hold on. Not only that, but it says like one day, and then the next day was the other one. Like they were that close in their cycle. Like,
Haven't you heard of women syncing up
women
on their
do sync
cycles?
up, but not like that.
How do you know?
Ugh. That's what I'm saying. It's weird.
Okay, let's get off that subject. Let's talk about what I wanted to talk
It was
about.
the Torah portion. I'm
Let's
sorry.
talk. Okay, so anyways, so I was having a discussion with somebody online today, and they, were anti-Torah, and so they were wanting to talk about something else altogether and claiming some things that were completely untrue. I'm like, so you want to talk about this stuff, but when it comes to Bible stuff and the Torah stuff, you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to discuss it. So he throws at me Titus 3:9, where it says, do not have I'm trying to remember how the beginning of it goes, but basically it says don't have vain discussions about the law. Well, I mean, why don't I pull it up here? I got it right here.
The other thing I was going to talk about that I forgot was our pictures. We got family pictures done.
Where did it go? Titus 3:9. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain, right? But here's the thing. In Titus 3:9, that word for about the law, in the Greek, that word is nomokios. Let me look it up here real quick. Namikos. I think that's how you say that.
Strong's G 3544.
Namikos.
Namikos.
Okay, anyways, every other time that word is used in the New Testament, it's translated as lawyer. And the funny thing about it is you go 3 verses down from that, or 4 verses down from that. 3 verses down, 4 verses down. Titus 3:13 says, bring Zenos, the lawyer, and Apollos on their journey diligently, that nothing be wanting unto them. It's like 4 verses later, you have the exact same word in the Greek, and they're translated as lawyer. So it's like that verse that people try to throw, oh, we shouldn't even be having a discussion about the law. That's not what that verse says. That verse would be better translated as, but avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings with lawyers would be a better way to put that.
Who are lawyers?
For they are unprofitable and vain. Who are lawyers? They're people that talk about the law.
But
or law in general.
They want to argue.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I'll throw that out there. There it is. I threw it.
their children, those children and their offspring that were later on destroyed. I just don't know, like, that whole thing. I'm like, how do you not know that that's going on? I think he may have been talking about the experts of the day. Experts of the day, like the ones who questioned Yeshua. And Ruth came from Moab. The father allowed it. He did allow it. I totally agree. I mean, life comes from him. But I'm just like, how do you not know? And who thinks, like, I would never think in a million years, I'm going to have a baby, so I'm going to go to my daddy.
Well, they thought the whole earth was being destroyed, and they were the only ones being saved, and their thought was they need to repopulate the earth.
I would die.
Keep doing you keep talking.
Well, I'm like, what are you doing? The other thing in the Torah portion this week, too, I think, was Isaac and Abraham, Isaac being born. I know. So much for skipping that story, right? Right? That's what I'm saying, Gina. I'd have been the same way. Yeah. Dustin is on his phone.
Sorry, I'm trying to help some people out here. I was being the middleman for some people trying to get some totes and barrels, and I got a message from the guy while we were doing the show.
You don't need to explain. So I know. And I'm sure that they didn't look at it the same way. They were like half siblings. But still. That would be like my dad or my sister or my brother. Ew. We've just grown up with that being wrong. So it just is, feels weird.
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Anything else?
I'm back. I don't have anything else. Are we still talking about this? You were supposed to change the subject while I was doing something else. So much for skipping the story. That was 2 minutes ago.
See, I know. The one thing that since you brought up Sarah and Hagar, the one thing that I have thought about a lot lately is because there's always, especially in the Torah movement, there's always all this talk about wives being submissive and their husbands being the authority and their husbands are head of the house and that the husband is here and the wife is here and blah, blah, blah. And I do agree that he is the head of our house, but I also feel like we're equal. Do you feel like we're equals?
Equal in what way?
I'm asking, do you feel like we're equals? Do you feel like we both are allowed to have an opinion and a say?
Yes, of course we're both allowed to have an opinion.
And a say in things.
Yes. Because,
for example, the whole look at Sarah giving Hagar to Abraham. She was like, here, take her because I'm not having babies. So have a baby with her. He didn't say no. He did what his wife asked him to do.
Mm-hmm.
So for all those that say that women should not have an opinion and women shouldn't be allowed to say anything, she told him to do it. And even though he did it anyways.
He did what she told him to do, and then she was mad at him for it afterwards. So even in the Bible, men can't understand women.
She was mad at him afterwards, yes, but she still told him to do it, and he listened to his wife.
Mm-hmm. Look where it got him.
Because it got him a son.
But not the son of promise.
But he still had to.
I have no idea who Matthew Jansen is. Daisy's barking at something.
What are they talking about?
She's talking about something other than whatever it was we were talking about. We don't want to talk about. They're talking about having a potluck for the riot.
I'm just saying that sometimes women see things that men don't see, and our husbands should listen to us.
Here, honey, eat this. It looks delicious. It's pleasing to the eye.
Doesn't matter. He did what his
All hell
wife
breaks
asked him
loose.
to do. It was still more important for him to do what his wife wanted him to do.
Yeah. They're arranging a riot. You gotta play that Carmen song for your theme song.
Like an
We
actual
want
one,
a
a for real
riot.
one. Well, yeah.
Hey, Samson and Tara. Do you know what riot stands for in the Carmen song?
No.
RIOT. Trivia question. Don't Google it. Who knows? Who was a Carmen fan? Who remembers the Riot album? What does riot stand for in the Riot song? RIOT.
I have no idea. I didn't listen to that. Did not.
Anybody?
Nope.
Anybody?
Nope. They're Googling it. They're taking too long.
Right? Real idiots on Toddy's. No. Incorrect. The first word is righteous, Gina. Let's get you on the right track. The first word is righteous. Let's go with that. Let's try it from there, Gina. Try again.
On another note, you've been losing some weight lately.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you have.
Not much.
You lose it, and then you come home and gain it. I got to stop cooking for him.
We only had one guess.
And we did.
Righteous, impious, orange trailer. No. Or is that impious or impious? Righteous in other tales. No.
What did you ask? What was the question?
Carmen Riot. Put in Carmen Riot. But you got to spell it R.I.O.T.
What? Carmen?
Yep.
Is it O-N?
No, E-N. R.I.O.T. Righteous individuals of Torah. No, but that would be a good one. We could take it for. Carmen's a Christian guy, so he doesn't know anything about Torah.
Righteous invasion of truth.
There you go. That's the answer. She had to Google it. Righteous in other times. Righteous into this is funny. We're getting a lot of funny ones. No. Righteousness into ongoing troubles. Well, I think we better call it quits.
Yep.
The dog's barking.
Yep. She needs to be switched.
I need to get my bag packed up for work. So.
I dislike Mondays.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You like your job.
I like my job. I don't like being gone, but I mean, any job you're going to have to leave the house for the day at least. Righteousness invades only trains. Okay, with that, we're out of here. We love you all. Thank you for tuning in. we'll see you next week, hopefully. And in case I didn't say it before, hi Sims 50, bye Sims 50.
You said it like 4 times.
Did I?
Mhm.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Look, she said all. She's sad.
What's she saying?
I don't know. Probably because you're leaving.
Okay. Oh, because you don't like Mondays.
I hate Mondays.
Yeah.
I'm going to especially dislike this week. That's all I'm going to say.
Gina. Gina. Listen very close.
Dang, Gina.
Listen very closely, Gina. You need to get saved. Bye, Felicia.